So, John, look, as a medium-sized company working from New Zealand, what were your key changes, or what are your key changes in terms of working in a global environment?
Well, the business has gone through a big change in the last year. We were operating in predominantly a batch mode environment, and so that, which basically meant when things weren't available, the modems would just dial in again. In the last year, we've gone to much more of a 24/7, and so therefore having an environment that we know is available all the time is really critical. And most of our clients are retailers, and they just can't afford for systems not to be available.
And so, so the context for that was ultimately outcome was a move of data centre. Can you tell us a bit about the business environment you were in before you were considering the data centre move, and what prompted the need to actually move?
So we were probably typical of a lot of New Zealand companies. We had our homegrown data centre, and we were looking to move offices. And as soon as you start to look to move offices, the cost of a new data centre and to bring it up to any reasonable standard is quite significant. So the challenge for us there was, how do we do that? And that's where the engagement with Gen-i started, because all of a sudden the cost of fibre in Auckland is of a level that it actually makes it quite easy for us to decouple our data centre, which is not big by large standards, but certainly by small to medium enterprise levels is, and consider a better location for our staff in our office, and actually find a tier 3 or greater data centre, which gives that reliability that we need and also our clients were demanding.
And so I now know you've been through your data centre move now, and so what's it like on the other side of that, using fibre to connect to a data centre that is miles away from where you're actually running your office and operations? How's it turned out, and what are the business outcomes?
Oh, look, it's gone really, really well. The interesting thing was we even put everything out, all our machines out into the data centre, including our phone systems and everything else. And there was a sort of like, well, what happens when things go down? Well, it hasn't. The speed is basically unfettered, and my business analysts and my business intelligence people, it's just like having the servers in the office. But we also know we're not worrying about, is there power, is there networks, all those sorts of things. And it's given a certainty to the organisation around the robustness of what we're doing. And what I will say is, the ironic thing is trying to do the same things as Sydney. I saw the Chorus presentation before. I cannot buy in Sydney, close to the CBD, the same sorts of services for the same price that we get here in Auckland. So it's actually quite scary how expensive it is in Sydney for those of you who've tried to do similar things.
Oh, that's good to hear. Probably a surprise to most people in the room. So good to get that perspective, John. John, I touched at the start about that, you believe fibre's a game changer, and that you're also a board member of Liston College. Can you just tell us, in terms of from an interest's sake, how you believe that will change the school environment?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of challenges for schools itself, and as a board chair, but also my wife as a school principal, this fibre is coming, and this is big, fast, into huge highway coming into schools, and it's often quite scary for boards and for staff how they do that. But all of a sudden, it closes down distances and allows you to do more things. For my school, it means moving off stuff out of having it in the school, moving to the cloud. And the amazing thing is the price has just come down so much. And I don't want to make this as a plug for Cisco, but I know for my wife's school, for 30 voice extensions, internet, routing, intrusion detection, firewalls, all the rest of the stuff, the box to do that from Cisco today is about $1,500. That's 1,500. It's just ludicrously low, the buy-in for schools to actually get into the stuff. But the reach it will make, the same for small to medium enterprises, is it just compresses the world, and it means we're not at the tail end of a slow connection.
Oh, that's great to hear. So look, thanks for giving that insight as well, John.